my brother back from Paris.
Look at you. Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
My family. Keep writing to them over and over. It's like I'm writing into a void.
What do you admire most about your character?
Well, I like the fact that he's a loyal family man who doesn't lose hope through the whole show and trying to keep optimism, although it's really hard to see through the darkness.
I know the show in general is hard and challenging emotionally, but for you as an actor, what was the most emotionally challenging scene?
I think it was the scene in the first episode where I have to say goodbye to my daughter and my wife just before I leave the war, and I sing her a sweet lullaby that is actually a lullaby that my mom used to sing to my sister. So that was like kind of a personal moment for me there.
Oh, I could talk for a long time about Adam. Adam reminded me a little bit of my dad, and that was a very, very emotional thing for me. He was a meticulous, focused, reserved but deeply, deeply passionate, kind of extraordinary man. I mean, he was a hero, really. He saved, I don't want to give things away, but like the things that Adam is able to do saved an enormous amount of lives. And he wasn't looking for recognition, he was just doing it because it made sense to him, because he had to. It was truly an honor to play him. I aspire to be Adam. Even in a small part, I would have lived an amazing life that I would be proud of. Yeah, the guy was incredible.
The Germans are already at our doorstep. It's getting worse.
All of Europe is a war zone.
Let our family be our light.
We leave tonight.
You know what's interesting? There are really emotionally charged scenes towards the end, but I think there must be a kind of, as they say, a blood memory. When the Nazis came to the door right towards the beginning and ordered us out, and this was some Romanian actor who was, doing a German accent and all of the circumstances that would make one think. I opened a door to that experience inside myself, and I had stuff coming out of me that was actually more than was appropriate for the character. I had to resettle between each take because these sort of volcanic emotions were coming up. It just must be because of things in my lineage that are somehow imprinted in my DNA. I don't know. It was so intense, that part of it.
So your character does bring some levity to it, but it's an emotionally charged series.
Yes.
For you, what was the most emotionally challenging scene to get right?
Wow, there are so many. I mean, genuinely, my character really goes through the mill physically, mentally, and that's one of the reasons we wanted to start from such a place of levity, so we knew that we had this journey. But there's some stuff that happens in the gulag. I don't want to reveal too much, but when he breaks, he breaks, and having to do that as an actor in a set that looks like the real thing and feels like the real thing and is, it's as close as you can get really to the lived experience. So yeah, that was powerful and something that's going to stay with me, and watch episode 3.
We've lived here for 1,000 years. We know this country, this land.
I want to do what you're doing.
But if you get caught, it jeopardizes all of us.
I'm aware of the stakes.
What do you admire most about Helena?
That's such an amazing question. I have to say, it's so interesting to play someone who you just are just in awe of their bravery and trying to put yourself in the mindset of being able to accomplish and do some of the things that they did. It's very humbling because you're like, I don't know if I could have ever done that. I don't know if I could find that in me and that bravery. And just, I think that she is so smart and never lost her sense of light and her sense of humor, and I think that really shines through, hopefully, in the show, I hope. I feel honored to play someone as brave as Helena.
What I admire most about Adi is his persistence and his ability to, he wasn't really, he was never going to give up. He was always going to try and find a way to hopefully make it through this war alive, and I admire his talent and and persistence and you know, the fact that he wasn't cynical about it all as he was going to. He's just an incredible person, because I mean, Adi was a real person and a real talent as well. You know, he was a musician and a composer and wrote some incredible pieces and dedicated his life to helping his family and helping others, and it's just an incredible person. So.
The only thing I know for certain is that there's no reason I should be alive, and yet I am. And that means I have to keep going.